Hey everyone, so you're a talented videographer, right? But you're looking to turn that passion, that craft, into a real, honest to goodness business that actually pays the bills? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down the system for turning your craft into a career. Let's jump right in. Does this sound familiar? You absolutely love the creative side of things, but you feel like you're constantly fighting this uphill battle. Inconsistent paychecks, chasing clients for money, and the classic endless revisions. All that stress, it can feel like it's trapping your talent in just pure chaos. But the good news is, there's a way out, and it's a system. So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the mindset shift you have to make. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of winning the right kind of clients. After that, we'll cover how to execute your projects like a total pro, use automation to grow, and finally, how to build a brand that actually lasts. All right, first up, moving from creator to CEO. And listen, this isn't about becoming some stuffy corporate person or losing your creative spark. Not at all. It's about adopting a new way of thinking that actually protects and empowers your creativity. Let's just look at the difference here. The creator mindset, which is where a lot of us start, is often reactive. You're just putting out fires, making decisions on the fly, and it can get pretty emotional. But the CEO mindset, that's proactive and systematic. You stop thinking about how much effort you're putting in, and you start focusing on the outcome, the result you deliver for your client. And then you build repeatable systems to get that result every single time. And here's the key thing I really want you to get. Structure is not your enemy. It's actually your best friend. When you build systems for all the business stuff, you free up all that mental space to focus on what you actually love to do, the creative work. That solid foundation, that's what lets you really fly. Okay, so once you've got that mindset locked in, we can move on to part 2, winning the right work. This is all about ending that awful feast or famine cycle and building a steady, predictable stream of clients you actually want to work with. And look, this isn't some kind of dark art. It's a proven 4-step process. First, you attract the right clients with content that shows off what you know. Then you lead them through a really structured discovery call to find out what they really need. From there, you give them an offer that's based on the value you provide. And finally, you just make it super simple and professional for them to book you. This right here, this is the heart of a professional offer. Your client isn't paying for 10 hours of your time, no way. They're paying for the result. They're buying the increase in their sales, the buzz around their brand, that emotional punch their audience is going to feel. The moment you start pricing based on that value, your whole business changes. Okay, so you've got the client. Awesome. Now what? Well, Section 3 is all about execution. It's about having a professional workflow, a blueprint that builds trust and, just as importantly, protects your own time. Think of this timeline as your project's roadmap. It creates a predictable path for every single client. By laying out each stage, you get rid of all the confusion and anxiety for them because they know exactly what's coming next. And for you, it means you stay in control and you stop that dreaded scope creep that just eats away at your profits. You know, the secret to a really smooth project, it usually happens before you even touch a camera. Seriously, planning your edit ahead of time, building a shot list that actually serves the story, that saves you so many hours down the line. Even simple things like making your project folders before a shoot or picking music early on can set the whole project up for a win. Now, this is a super powerful tool, the 3-tier pricing structure. Instead of just pulling a random number out of thin air every time, you guide clients toward a predefined package. This makes the whole sales conversation way easier. It anchors the value you're providing, and it makes your income so much more predictable. It's a game changer. All right, let's talk about the real magic bullet, automation. If you ever want to grow beyond just trading your time for money, you have to find ways to reclaim that time and scale up what you're doing. Let's start with one of the biggest profit killers out there, endless revisions. A revision control system is just non-negotiable. You have to have one. You set the rules up front, like you get 2 rounds of feedback, or all comments have to be timestamped. A simple structure like that stops those endless back and forths and keeps your projects on time and, profitable. So where do you start? Don't get overwhelmed. Just focus on these quick wins. Set up an automated email for new inquiries. Create a workflow that automatically backs up your files to the cloud. Use templates for your editing projects. Automate your follow-up emails. Every single one of these little changes saves you precious time, day after day.
And finally, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. This is about getting past the one-off gig mentality and building a real, sustainable brand that brings in premium clients for years to come.
Just look at this comparison. It's night and day, right? One-off projects give you unpredictable income and pretty transactional relationships. The real goal is to get clients on monthly retainers. That gives you stable recurring revenue. And maybe more importantly, it turns you from just another videographer into a real strategic partner who's invested in their success. And please remember, your brand is so much more than a logo. It's the feeling a client gets when they receive your first automated email. It's how clear your proposal is. It's your professionalism on shoot day. Every single one of those touch points adds up to create a premium experience that people are happy to pay for and to tell their friends about. So at the end of the day, this whole system is really a bridge. It takes your amazing creative talent and it funnels it through these proven business structures to create something incredible. A business with predictable income, consistent results, and workflows that can actually grow with you. So that brings us to the most important question of all, for you. After everything we've talked about, from getting clients to managing feedback, what is the very first system you are going to put in place in your business? Don't try to boil the ocean. Just pick one thing and start there. Now, if you're ready to really dive deep on this stuff and you want to get all the resources we've talked about, head on over to creatormotive.co.uk. The link is right there for you in the description. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.